From the Huntington Bank Studio, this is Colts 360.
Let's go! Ain't no party like a Colts party, baby. Gotta go.
W.
Big dub. Good dub. Hey, man, stop playing, man.
3-1, let's keep stacking them.
That is how you walk out of Windy City after a win. Another dominant defensive effort to hand the Bears their first loss of the season. I'm Lara Overton, and this is Colts 360. Before the Colts go from the shores of Lake Michigan to the shores of Lake Erie to face the Browns, let's revisit that victory over Chicago that improved the Colts to 3-1 to close out the first quarter of the season.
The Colts are in Chicago today to take on the undefeated Bears. The Colts are on a 2-game winning streak. The Bears have won their first 3 games as a franchise for the first time since 2013.
It's a nice day out here.
Yeah, this is the barometer game. This is by far the best team we've played in the first quarter of the season. Talent-wise, no question about it. And I know this is the team that win it is going to feel really good about coming out of that first quarter of the season.
Here we go, Card. Here we go, Card.
And the Colts come with pressure, and they got it. Jordan Glasgow came through and blocks the punt.
Colts trying to solve their red zone problems. That quick pass, that is complete to the 5, to the end zone. Mo Alley
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the extra point, and he drills it.
I scored, but it was dead silent. I'm like, did something happen? Is there a penalty? It was so quiet.
Rivers backs the throw, throws off his back foot downfield. And what a catch! T.Y. Hilton inside Bears territory.
Hey, good work, T.Y.
And 2 quarters are in the books here in week number 4. The Colts on the road lead by 10.
Good half, y'all. Good half, y'all.
Man, there's so many other defenses that we mention on a weekly basis. We don't mention the Colts enough, and they do it on every level. They got Buckner and Houston, and some of these plays, I want you guys to pay attention, they were rushing 4, getting to the quarterback, making him uncomfortable.
First play of the third quarter results in a sack. Over the middle, they connect with Allen Robinson, and playing the hit with Julian Blackmon. This is now a 3rd and 10 for Chicago.
Give us one, Nick. Give us one, Nick.
Colts have 4 down linemen. Ball's in the far hash. 3 receivers go left. Foles looks right. Now he's going to scan the field, throw up field. It is picked off in the back end by the Colts. Julian Blackmon. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. And he's tackled forward at the 22.
Big play, Julian.
They got the job done. There's the snap. There's the knee. And there's the win. The Colts win it. They knock off the Chicago Bears in week number 4, 19-11.
Ain't no party like a Colts party, baby. Gotta go.
W.
Still ahead, Coach Reich grades the Horseshoes as they move into the second quarter of the season and prepare to battle Baker and the Browns. That's next on Colts 360. Back now on Colts 360 and joined by head coach Frank Reich. Coach, through the first quarter of this season, what have you liked in each phase, and now what do you want to see improving as you go into week 5? We'll start defensively, offensively, and then for your special teams.
You know, I think as a team, Lara, we've stayed very focused, you know, under unique circumstances. We're in the middle of a pandemic. The fan situation is a unique situation in every game, travel protocols. I think what we've done well as a team is to stay focused and get better. I think, you know, as you look at each phase defensively, obviously, we're playing very well. We're playing very well, you know, in the run and pass, really playing with a lot of energy. Our whole team is playing with a lot of energy, so feel good about that. Special teams has been lights out, you know, for 4 straight weeks. So feel like that's been good. Bubba and Frankie Ross are doing a good job with, you know, with the guys, and the guys are playing hard. And then offensively, feel like we're doing some really good things. You know, we're getting better. We have a balanced game. I think we've done a good job of minimizing mistakes and you know, making the plays that we need to win games. So feel like we're at a good spot right now.
3 straight wins now to close out that first quarter of this season. What was maybe that catalyst between weeks 1 and weeks 2 that has now created this wave of victories and allowed you to stack 3 consecutive wins?
Yeah, I mean, I just think I think there was, we were just disgusted. There's this disgusted with ourselves after week 1. I mean, we knew going on the road first week of the season in Jacksonville, a place that we had struggled at, wasn't going to be easy, but our expectations of this team are very high. And so, I just think there was a determination, a determination to do what it takes to get the ship on the right path. And, our players have done that.
Among the players who have done that, your rookie class has been very impressive in their first 4 games. What can you say about the debut to their NFL careers for guys like Jonathan Taylor, Rodrigo Blankenship, Julian Blackmon, and especially last week, Jordan Glasgow?
Yeah, and it's made even more impressive, Lara, by the fact that there was no offseason. I mean, when you think about that, I mean, it's really to the players' credit. And, obviously credit Chris Ballard and his staff, for getting us the kind of players that can step in and make an impact right away in year 1 without a training camp. Those guys have worked hard. But I think it's also what they've also been aided by is some really strong leadership in the locker room. These guys, they're following the lead of the guys in the locker room, and it's a really strong locker room in that regard.
We continue to see Mo Alley-Cox's impressive playmaking ability. Again, Jack Doyle back and just proving that consistency that he brings as well. Last week, the debut for Trey Burton. How cognizant were you of gradually working him back in, and what's the outlook now going into week 5 against Cleveland for him?
Yeah, we were very excited to get, Trey back in there and have all 3 guys, Mo, Jack, and Trey in there. We feel like that's a good thing for our team, and those guys are all very good players, all productive. We had some big plans for all 3 of them last week. I kind of thought that they would have good production. It turned out to be a different kind of game. The way the flow of the game went, but Trey made a couple good third down conversions. Mo, of course, had the big touchdown. Jack was his normal, consistent self. And so we look to continue to build with those 3 guys. We can have them all on the field at once, a mix of any one of them. We got different personnel groups that we call to put those guys in different positions. So we're very fortunate to have 3 really great teammates and great players.
Defensively, you kept 7 linebackers on the initial roster, and that depth is certainly proving to be critical now. You have Matt Adams on IR, and then Darius Leonard, Bobby Okereke, EJ Speed, all a bit banged up coming out of Chicago. What has the rest of that linebacking unit proven to you about the ability to step in for some guys who are huge difference makers in your defense if they are going to miss some time?
Yeah, Chris and I talked about this really from the start, how good we felt about our linebacker depth. When I first got here, and Chris had only been here for a year before me, but we were a little thin at that position. And so now we look at that position, and that position we see as a position of strength, not only in our starters but in our depth. So ready for those guys to step up. Obviously we'll try to get guys healthy as quick as we can and evaluate them as we go during the week. But we're confident in the guys we have. We're confident in all those guys we have on the roster.
You knew going into Chicago that it was going to be tough up against this defense, and it was kind of tough to get much going in terms of your rushing attack. What did you learn from that challenge that you now utilize going into week 5 to battle the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah, I think the big thing in this past game was, we had 7 negative runs, which is way too many. So we'll clean up the things, the mistakes. I like where we're at. Obviously, I like our personnel, from start to finish there up front in the backfield, the way our receivers block tight ends. I'm very confident in our run game. So Chicago was good. They were a good defense. We knew it was going to be a challenge. And then the flow of the game dictated. And when you get in those close games like that where you get a 4-minute offense and you're just grinding it out, some of that's just normal flow of the game that can affect your yardage per attempt and stuff like that, but we're very confident going forward.
Your opponent this weekend, the Browns, boast one of the top-ranked rushing attacks in the NFL. They're averaging nearly 205 yards rushing per game, but You have the NFL's top-ranked defense here in the Indianapolis Colts. You guys have allowed 11 points or fewer in these last 3 games. Just this battle that is presented to you in terms of your defense and this this Cleveland offense now without Nick Chubb, but they have Kareem Hunt there ready to carry the workload.
Yeah, I mean, they're a high-powered offense, but we're a high-powered defense. So this is, you know, it's early in the season, so this is going to be a good test of where both teams are at. So obviously, I like where we're at as a team. Have a lot of confidence in our guys. Have great respect for the Browns. I mean, they're extremely talented. You know, quarterback's playing well, talented at receiver, and then, like you said, Kareem Hunt, and really the guys that are backing up Kareem now are all good players. So they got Bill Callahan as their offensive line coach. He's done a good job in the run game wherever he's been, so that's kind of been his hallmark. So this is a very productive offense. It'll be the biggest test of the year for our defense.
And another 4 o'clock kickoff, so enjoy sleeping in a little bit, Coach. We'll see you on Sunday. Good luck.
Thanks, Lara.
Mo Alley-Cox continued his breakout 2020 season on Sunday, emerging as one of Phillip Rivers' top targets. And you can never have enough big plays from the big man. So here is Mo Alley-Cox wired for sound against the Bears.
It's a nice day out here. Great day for some football, baby. What up, Coach?
Proud of
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm proud of you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Yep, you too. Because you're not going off today. Guess who's back, back, back. 80s back, back, back. This year I do feel a little weird with no fans, bro. I thought it wasn't gonna feel that different. Nah. Feel like a practice. Bro, you could. It feel like them little scrimmages we had. Get out of here, bro. No space for you, bro.
Mo was trying to kick me out like a big bully.
I need one out of you today. No, I got 2 for you. No, oh, you got 2. Woo! Yeah! Let's go, boy! Let's go!
Good job, man.
Go, man!
Hey, good.
Yeah! Let's go! I saw the end zone, I saw 2 dudes, I said, dare not stop me from getting there. I was like, there's no way. It was dead silent. I'm like, did something happen? Is there a penalty? It was so quiet. So I looked around like, the first game with like no fans, so it's like, you're not hearing any cheering whatsoever, or booing. Respond, respond, here we go. To the crib. Here we go, A-Walk. There we go, Bobby. Give us one, Nick. Give us one, Nick.
Throw upfield. It is picked off in the back end by the Colts.
Hey! Let's go! Yes, sir. That defense, they don't stop talking. I'm like, yo.
I can hear it.
You can hear it? I'm like, yo, shut up, man. It's so quiet. This is so weird. Oh my gosh, it's dead silent.
Hot Rod off to a hot start. The rookie kicking sensation explains how he's transitioned his collegiate success into one of the most impressive beginnings to an NFL kicking career we've seen. Still ahead on Colts 360. That was rookie kicker Rodrigo Blankenship running off the field in Chicago after a perfect Sunday, perfect on your kicks in the victory to hand the Chicago Bears their first loss of the season. Rodrigo, how satisfying was it to be so clutch in helping your team improve to 3-1 to close out the first quarter of the season?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's been an incredible opportunity just to be here with this team, you know, to be with this organization and have an opportunity to go out and have the best job in the world, really. You know, it's something I'm so thankful for every single day. And you know, I feel like I did do some good things, but you know, there's always room to improve. You know, I was able to make all my kicks, but you know, definitely could have hit some better balls than I did. And you know, so we watched that in the film room earlier today. And so I'm just going to go out this week and hope that I can just continue to improve and just continue to hit, a better ball and hit the best ball that I possibly can. We're in the film room and coach is talking about, trying to get some more elevation and some more ball height, just to make sure that we're not, running into any problems with getting anything blocked. So, there's always room to improve, and we'll definitely have some stuff that we can work on this week going forward.
Looking pretty good so far, tied as the leading scorer in the NFL through the first 4 weeks of the season, the first 4 weeks of your NFL career, and certainly playing on the highest stage of college football in the SEC prepared you well to make that transition. But what has been the most eye-opening for you in your first now month as a professional in the NFL?
I think honestly it's just kind of been what's happened off the field. That's been, kind of the most different for me. There's no more school. This is the first time in my life where that I can remember that I haven't had schoolwork to do. You go into the facility and you have your meetings, with the coaches. You watch your film. You go out and you have practice. You come in for practice. You do your recovery. You do your treatment with the trainers. Whatever you have to do to take care of your body, and then I'm accustomed to getting home and then having 2 to 3 hours of homework that I've got to do 4 or 5 nights a week, and before I can get to bed. But now there's just a little bit more freedom where you kind of just get some time to just breathe, and you get some time to kind of step back and just have some you time and have some personal time at the end of the day each day before you get ready to go to bed. And so that's been a really really different change of pace for me, but definitely something that's been welcome.
What do you do with that newfound free time that you have in the evenings after you've already put in a long day here at the facility and you got to rest and recharge for the next day?
I've mostly just been trying to spend time with my girlfriend Logan. She just moved up here and we just we're renting a house up here, and so that's a time that we get to spend together that we typically haven't had, because she was also a student at UGA, and so we've both had homework that we've had to do after a long day, and so now we're really getting time to just spend with each other, spend with our dog Arbor, and so that's just really good kind of family time that we get to have together that we previously haven't really had a whole lot of.
You mentioned your time at the University of Georgia, and you majored in journalism when you were there in Athens. After your NFL career, do you have some pursuits of pursuing journalism or broadcasting in some facet, or do you just want to, you can come back here anytime to our side of the building. We're always looking for extra help.
Yeah, no, I definitely do. Throughout my recruiting process, when I was trying to decide where I was going to go, to continue my education at the college level, education was always the #1 priority for me. And University of Georgia and Grady College, has one of the best journalism programs in the country. And so, that was ultimately the deciding factor for me, and why I ended up going there and turning down some scholarship offers to some other schools, was because education was always my top priority. And, I feel like it's put me in a really good position for, when my playing days are over, hopefully, not for a while, but when my playing days are over, I would love to get into sports broadcast and sports journalism in some capacity, because I'm very passionate about that, and I would love to get into that at some point.
Well, we will always save you a seat right back here anytime you want to come and get that resume taped together. Well, you have a number of nicknames: Hot Rod, Specs. You have started the hashtag Respect the Specs. What advice did your dad give you early on in your career when you put on the glasses underneath the helmet, and he anticipated that maybe some people, might point out, the difference that you had in terms of your look, and maybe kind of mock you or make fun of you for wearing the glasses?
I think that the best advice that any parent could give to their kid is to just be yourself. There's no reason to give any credit, or there's no reason to give any weight or significance to anything that anybody else has to say about you. If you're yourself and you're comfortable in your own skin, then that's all that matters. All we can do is try and give the best version of ourselves to the world every single day. And so that was always his advice to me, is, just son, go out and be yourself. Just do you, and just kind of let the rest take care of itself. Let your performance on the field do your talking for you. A lot of people in my family have needed glasses and have needed some kind of vision correction, and so it almost kind of felt inevitable, I think, when I started wearing glasses around 7th grade. But I've just always felt like they've been part of who I am, and part of what makes me me and makes me special. And So I've just always just loved them and appreciated them, and now, a few other people can appreciate the Specs now as well.
Well, the fans certainly do. They're embracing that. They love the hashtag. And I know your dad pointed out some other professional athlete greats who wore the Specs as well, people like Eric Dickerson. So you're certainly in good company. And you come in with an incredible rookie class that has been so impressive through the first quarter of the season. When you look at yourself, Jordan Glasgow last week in Chicago, and then you have, of course, Jonathan Taylor and Julian Blackman, just a number of guys. Describe to me the dynamic that you guys have of this very special class of rookies.
Yeah, I mean, I think back to some of the Zoom meetings that we had, pretty shortly after the draft, and everyone kind of was getting situated. We started to have some of our early rookie academy meetings with our director of player engagement, DT, and he's amazing, and he's been a great resource for us and just a great help for us to make this transition and to begin to do some things for this program. And, those are kind of some really great meetings where we were able to learn about each other, and start to begin to build that brotherhood and build that chemistry and camaraderie. So I just think back to those meetings, and, now we're here and now we're actually in person and actually doing the thing. And so it's been an incredible journey so far. And, I look forward every day to seeing a lot of these guys in the locker room, including this really great rookie class that we've got going on here.
An incredible start to your journey here. Look forward to an incredible rest of the season ahead for you, especially this Sunday at Cleveland. Appreciate your taking the time. Thanks so much, Rodrigo.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
And that is a wrap for this week's Colts 360 from all of us at Colts Productions. Thanks for spending part of your weekend with us. Have a great game day. We'll be back next week for more exclusive Inside Access.